Hello. Um, in today's video, I'm gonna be telling you how I decided to learn Finnish. Cause Finnish is not a very common language to learn, especially when you only know three languages. Like it's not the first language. They're gonna think I should learn this. This is very important for me. Okay, so where do I start? Okay, so I got diagnosed with autism when I was 13, and since then I was like I was probably in ninth grade, right? And I was like, yeah, I got to be the best autistic person ever. So I got to be the most special autistic person ever. Not in like the mental way, but like in the different and like exquisite, you know? So then I joined high school, right? And I was in the special program, and then the first year was alright. Yeah, I guess I was learning Russian, and Russian is very hard. Russian is like very complicated. So I was also very lazy. And I was always telling everybody, "Hey guys, I'm learning Russian." Isn't that insane? Because I know English, I know Portuguese, I know a bit of Spanish, and I know fluent French, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, no way!" And you're also learning Russian. That is fantastic. No way. And then I was in the second year of high school, right? We have 3 years of high school here in Brazil. Yeah. So I was in the second year of high school, and then there was an autistic boy. I was like, okay, he's autistic as well. We could be friends. So then we were talking, we were chatting, and then he said, "Oh, do you like languages?" I was like, "Yeah." Then I was like, "This is my time to shine, because I know all of these languages." And he must only know English if he knows anything. Then he said, "Oh, wow. You like languages?" "Yeah, I'm a polyglot. I know Russian, I know Port." I was like, "What? You know Russian?" And he said, "Yeah, I know Russian. I'm actually fluent in Russian." I was like, "The fuck? How is this boy, because boys are dumb, right? How is this boy fluent in Russian?" I was like, "There's no way." Because I was studying Russian for already like 8 months, and I didn't know shit. I didn't know anything. I was like, "Shit, I'm Russian." And he was like, "Yeah, I studied Russian for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and I'm already fluent." I was like, I was like, that boy thinks he's superior to me because he knows Russian and I know very little Russian. I was like, yeah, Russian is hard, right? I'm gonna let him know what is hard. That sounded very sexual for some reason. Okay, and then I was researching everywhere languages that are very hard, languages that make everyone shocked when they find out that you speak that language fluently. And then I saw that the hardest grammatical language is Finnish. I saw somewhere, I'm not sure if it's actual the hardest grammatically difficult language on earth. I'm sure there's other hard grammatical languages like, I don't know, Russian. Russian is an example. Like their grammar is very hard. Then I saw Finnish, and Russian has like, I don't know, some cases I guess for the grammar. And then Finnish has literally 14. I think it's 14 or 16. I was like, "Bitch, I'm gonna show you who knows those fancy languages." then I then I studied Finnish for 2 months. Then I learned like how to say hello, how are you, and like basic stuff like what's your name, and basic things like colors, adjectives like pretty, ugly, and tall and short. I was like, "Do you wanna see my Finnish?" he was like, "Oh my god, you speak Finnish." I was like, "Yeah, I do. Do you want to see how well I speak Finnish?" He was like, "Oh my god," because I was acting like a fucking douchebag. I was like, "This boy thinks he's superior to me because he knows Russian." He was actually fluent in Russian. He spoke it very well, and he wrote everything in Russian. He was clearly very passionate about Russian. I was just being a douchebag to him. Like, he knew Russian, I think Spanish, and Chinese. He also knew English and Portuguese because we live in Brazil, so of course we speak Portuguese. So I was such a douchebag to this boy, and he still treated me well. And then, as I said, I learned 2 months of Finnish, and I only learned, like, I didn't actually learn language. I only memorized vocabulary. I guess that's a way of learning, but it's not very efficient if you want to be fluent in that language. So I showed him my skills in Finnish. I was saying like, "How are you? What's your name?" And "You're very tall. I am very short," all in Finnish, and he wouldn't understand shit. He was like, "Oh my god, that is so impressive. What are you saying?" I was like saying, "Oh, I'm talking about physics in Finnish." He was like, "No way. Oh my god, you learned all of that in 2 months?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I look back, right, because I graduated high school 2 years ago, and I looked back, and I was like, what the fuck was going on in my head? It's just, I was actually mentally ill. I was such a bad person. I was kind of insecure, sure, but that's just, I don't know, that's just weird. That's just very bad person energy. And then a few weeks ago, I was I was looking at fancy languages, and I found Finnish. I was like, "Oh my god, I know a bit of Finnish back in high school." I studied for 2 months Finnish. I studied it again. I was like, "I don't know Finnish. I don't know Finnish. Where did I throw away all of those 2 months? Because I don't know anything in Finnish. Because I only memorized stuff, right? I didn't actually learn what they meant. I just memorized phrases. So now I can officially say that I'm actually learning Finnish. And not to impress an autistic boy, but because I like Finnish. Because, you know, Finnish is a fun language to learn, even though very little people speak it. I think grammatical hard languages are very nice to learn because they help you memorize things. So yeah, that's my story with Finnish. I hope you don't see me like as a horrible person now.